Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome back to the Road to Grandmaster. Here in Season 3, actually coming up near to the end of Season 3 as well, so making a bit of a final push, see how far we can get in terms of our rating. Oh yeah, by the way, as we move into this video, this will be a Falstad video. I'm going for a Falstad auto attack or basic attack type build, which is a bit different from the other Falstad videos I got on the channel. I nearly always spec him as a mage myself, but in this game you'll see it turns out better to go for auto attacks. So it's definitely a different insight into the hero. And yeah, if you guys are watching this, I should have timed this video so that when this comes out, I'll actually be live right now on the Zola Esports Academy channel on Twitch. So live streaming, it's be Tuesday. And I usually live stream on Tuesdays. I'm looking at some pro games, some of the analysis there, seeing what these guys do, what builds they use, what strategies they use. So that could be a really cool thing if you want to tune in and check that out. And I'll be back on Zola again the next day, doing some Hero League gameplay, stuff like that. So anyway, just thought it'd be hit two birds with one stone by mentioning it in this video. Anyway, right here, I was thinking of going for Asmodan. I wanted to start like focusing on playing fun heroes and different heroes in some of these videos. I suppose that's what I always do in the videos, but just in terms of like my own gameplay, I get frustrated playing the same heroes over and over again and focusing on winning and then the teams and the strategies. You can see, in fact, it just switched to Falstad at the very last second. What I wanted to do in these videos was to, or just when I'm playing Hero League, is just to try different heroes and have that level of enjoyment to try to stop tilt and frustration and everything like that. Is, well, hey, if I'm playing a different hero, a hero I don't normally play, then there's that whole like experience, there's that whole discovery, a whole bunch of new skills to learn, as opposed to just playing the same heroes every game where you're not focused on that at all. You don't have that aspect of the game to enjoy. Anyway, I grabbed Falstad first. We're on Warhead Junction. I think it's probably his best map. Dragonshire is really good for him too as well. But yeah, Warhead Junction, it's a huge map. The global's very powerful. Basically, Falstad, he does decent damage. He has a lot of utility and control with the Mighty Gust. And then he's got a global presence. And he's got great wave clear. The way his damage works, it's really good for wave clear. So, he actually works really well on Warhead Junction. You've got the global to get around all the different points on the map. He's got fairly good ganks as well. You've got great wave clear when you're off one of those side lanes or solo laning. Really good wave clear. And you got Mighty Gust to control a couple of bosses. So yeah, he brings a lot to this map. I think he's really strong. The enemy team grabs ETC and Nazevo. Our teammate was freaking out because he took Nazevo. And then we get to Dahaka and Jaina. The Jaina pick's a bit unusual. It's a bit random, to be honest. But the Dahaka pick's really good. He's another hero who's really good on this map for pretty much the same reasons as Falstad, actually. Yeah, there you go. You guys are wondering if Chen is a good idea. Hard to say. We'll have to see what they pick up for the next two slots, but might be okay. Might be okay for sure. But yeah, I think Falstad is certainly worthy of a first pick on this map. The thing I've noticed about Falstad is he's one of those heroes that was quite OP for a while, and people fell into the line of thinking, much like Li Ming, right? For a while there, the same thing happened to Muradin too. There's a lot of heroes this has happened to, where they were just OP for quite a long time, and they were so broadly useful that you just use them in nearly any game and any composition. That obviously happened to Li Ming. I think it happened to Muradin. I think it's happened to Falstad too. And all three heroes nowadays have, pretty bad win rates. Because people, I think, a lot of people are still in that mindset of, they don't actually know how to play the hero that well. They don't know the little intricacies of the hero. Or they don't think about the compositions or the maps or anything like that. They just pick them and go, this is a good range damage leader, this is a good tank, or this is a good healer, what have you. And they end up kind of harming their team. I think Falstad is a big victim of that. I mean, the big problem with Falstad is that he lacks damage, in my opinion. That's his big weakness. I mean, look, basically, your heroic doesn't do any damage. That means your team lacks damage, as opposed to a hero like Jaina, who's got Ring of Frost, right? Her heroic does tons of damage. That's something you have to watch out for in terms of picking him in a comp. That's probably one of the main mistakes I see is people, they pick Falstad when they actually need more damage and they don't have enough damage to actually get kills and stuff. What he does do well is single target damage. So if we get someone into Hackatung, we can catch them in our full lightning rod channel. Basically, we can get them with our hammerang and hit them with some basic attacks. Then we do a fair chunk of burst damage. But yeah, you're not really expected to top damage meter. Well, hero damage meters as Falstad. Maybe siege damage, because you're good at that. You can throw your hammerang through the whole wave. But yeah, I don't know. That's just something that's important to throw out, because in terms of drafting him. But I mean, Warhead, he's, you know, the global. I think he is worthy of a first pick. I think he's worthy of a first pick here on this map. Him or Dahaka, I think, are both extremely strong in this particular map. Walking out of this at the end, both teams have a pretty interesting draft. We actually have got three globals, which is kind of crazy. We've got Falstad, Dahaka, and Brightwing. So we got a lot of globals, and definitely moving into this, I was looking to see what we could make happen in terms of ganks and stuff like that, just out-rotating, catching them by surprise. The enemy team's got a pretty damn solid composition as well. You know, Nazebo scales insanely strong. It's really well. He scales really well. I think he's insanely strong. You know, Malf, still the best healer in the game. Sonya, really strong bruiser, and then ETC. I mean, ETC could get stage dive, I suppose. So they will have one global if he gets that. I don't remember if he does or not. Yeah, I mean, Vala, looking at their team, you know, Vala is somewhat vulnerable. Like, if we flanked her with the global, we could potentially kill her. Chen could potentially dive her, get her out of position, do something like that. Or then, of course, you know, she could always get caught in a Ring of Frost, a Jaina combo, and just explode. Same thing could happen to Malf. But I think, you know, both teams both teams got a pretty good comp here. Both teams have a pretty good comp. I think they both have got strengths and they both have got weaknesses. I mean, the enemy team's composition ought to be much stronger at team fights than ours is. But then we got the Mighty Gust to disengage. So, yeah, it should be pretty interesting. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, as we load in here to Warhead Junction. Basically level 1, as we go into this, I'm going to be grabbing Seasoned Marksman here at level 1, which is a questing talent. Basically, I don't even know the exact numbers. I'm looking at talent calculator here on the other side as well to catch the text. But yeah, it doesn't say the proper numbers. But anyway, as we kill minions, there you go. 0.2 attack damage per minion kill, and then half an attack damage for each takedown. So that will scale up to actually making our basic attacks hit much harder. Falstad has got a pretty fast attack speed, so you'll get quite a lot off. So we'll scale pretty well with Seasoned Marksman, actually. That's a nice talent. And yeah, I mean, just looking at the comps, right? We've got Jaina. Jaina's got plenty of burst damage, plenty of spell damage. What we kind of need is a sustained right-clicking hero, and I figure, you know, we're going to go into like Seasoned Marksman, Giant Killer, and lots of basic attacks, and that will be good for, you know, bullying the ETC a little bit and bullying the Sonya. So that's the idea with that, is to. That's why I went into basic attack Falstad here, is that I figured, you know, there could be long periods of time as well where I'm off in like a side lane. I'm not actually going to be stacking up against multiple heroes. There's not going to be a lot of opportunities. That was a terrible cue. Oh my god. There's not going to be many opportunities for me to actually be hitting multiple heroes with my hammer. We're going to be using our global. We're going to be soaking side lanes a lot. So we'll farm up Seasoned Marksman very efficiently, but we probably won't actually farm up the Hammer Gains, or sorry, Gathering Storm, that's what it's called. We won't farm up the Gathering Storm, the bonus damage on the Q. I was a bit nervous that he might try jump on me there. He didn't though. Whereas Seasoned Marksman should be pretty easy to farm. So that was another aspect of the decision-making process here. Let's say, for example, Battlefield of Eternity would kind of be the opposite in terms of maps, where you spend almost no time in the lanes, and you spend an awful lot of time, you know, fighting against heroes and poking at heroes. So in that situation, I would nearly always be going for the Gathering Storm instead, and farming that as much as possible. This could have been a gank. That could have been a gank, I think, if we'd organized that a bit better with pings and stuff. I just wanted to cover the Dahaka and make sure he'd be okay. I mean, with Super Free, you can see the Brightwing came down to back him up as well. Dahaka's actually leaving, that's fine. We're going to do some damage to Sonya. Obviously step away from her spin to win. Should be able to sustain a lot throughout the spinning wave. I was actually very interested to see how this lane would go. Falstad versus a lot of these melee solo laners, obviously he gets punished really hard for taking damage, but he's, you know, with the base movement speed you've got from your trait, you're able to like juke around them quite a lot. She's never going to capture this. She's just juking to try dodge the hammer. I'm basically myself going up against Sonya here. I'm going to get hammer gains at level 4, but yeah, level 4 by the way, which means that our basic attacks will heal us for, I think it's 20% of the damage we deal. So that's kind of nice. Our main goal with Sonya is to dodge her spear and not stand in her whirlwind. We were able to position there so that We're going to hit her with a Q. She knows. She's going to sidestep. This is where things get kind of risky. Nice teleport by Brightwing. We actually bait the Sonya in, which is really good. Dahaka arrives as well. And here you go. Global power. Sonya goes down. Our teammates got kills elsewhere on the map as well. But that was really nice. We would have had to take damage to stop the Sonya, so we needed someone to rotate. Now, luckily our teammates had timed everything very well, so that at the point where we had to actually take the risk in terms of interrupting the Sonya, that was when they arrived. So that was pretty good. I wasn't really paying attention here, by the way, and promptly eat Vala damage to the face. Tons of wave clear comes out. You can see myself and Falstad tear through this very, very quick. I'm kind of glancing around the map as well, looking for potential gank opportunities if we get any. Vala moves very far forwards. Nice polymorph. We get her with tons of damage right there. If I had the E, I probably would have... Yeah, I probably would have barrel rolled over and I would have regretted it. I would have been dead. So I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I had no mana and didn't get greedy and chase a kill. I think I do chase at least one kill in this game and regret it. But yeah, level 4. That's the thing with this build for Falstad, actually, right? Is that you can kind of mix in a lot of talents. The only really crucial ones to basic attack Falstad are Seasoned Marksman at 1 and Giant Killer at 13. Apart from that, you can kind of pick whatever you want. So Hammer Gains at level 4 will obviously synergize the best with Seasoned Marksman, but you're perfectly free to take Updraft if you want, which increases the duration, shield amount, and the range of your barrel roll by 40%. You can pick that if you like. You can get Static Shield, which gives you a shield equal to 4% of your max health every time you hit with your W. They're both really good options too. You're very free to mix them up if you want to. In this game, I picked Hammer Gains because it does synergize with what we've got. It'll also let me solo lane against heroes more. I can take damage and heal it back up. Sonya's a pain in the ass, but we're able to push her off. Oh, and by the way, we hit level 7 too. Whoops. I picked up Boomerang at level 7. This is my favorite level 7 talent. I want to get this globe, but I don't want to actually get hit by Sonya. We just missed the globe. Bit of bad luck. But Boomerang, it gives you a lot of wave clear. I think it's great. This is my favorite one here. Secret Weapon, I suppose, would be the standard one that people would pick with a basic attack build. Improves the range of your Q by 30%, and then you do 60% bonus damage for basic attack while it's in flight. I don't actually think it's that good. I much prefer Boomerang for more consistent damage. I much prefer the extra wave clear, the little bit of extra burst damage. Boomerang, the damage doesn't actually scale with the Q quest at level 1. So Boomerang is just as good with Seasoned Marksman as it is with Gathering Storm at level 1. So you can kind of feel free to mix and match. You can see we're just moving back from Sonya, and we're basically trying to punish her whenever she engages. Just drive her back a little bit. Poke in and out. You grab the regen globe. We need some mana, so that's why we grabbed that. Even putting ourselves slightly at risk. Level 10 then, gonna grab Mighty Gust. I actually probably should have got Hinterland Blast. I forgot that it has that new cooldown reduction thingy built in. Mighty Gust is probably still better though, you know. We're gonna drive the Sonya off. Again, we can bully her whenever her spear is down or when her whirlwind is down. We can bully her, especially the spear. The spear is the one that's really dangerous. If she hits that, she'll guarantee a lot of damage on us. But whenever it's not, we can bully her, get some decent damage in on her. She goes for the spear. Definitely don't want to get hit by that. At this stage, I'm kind of willing to trade because I've got more healing than she does. Going pretty deep. We miss her HP by about, a sliver. We throw a final basic attack, but she pops ferocious healing. She survives. The whole enemy team arrives and murderizes us. That's so sad. Just got greedy. Just got super greedy. I was like, whoa, I do so much damage. I could totally kill this Sonya. And then I died. But yeah, the Sonya's not been playing that well. We've definitely been able to bully her around. So I think that Falstad would do pretty well against Sonya, but there's also big spiders from Nazebo, or big toads from Nazebo. Haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, it seems like Falstad's pretty good against Sonya. Speaking of Sonya, hello. You have arrived. Making sure I'm not going to take too much damage. We get nice chunks of damage down on her. She'll heal up with ferocious healing, but still, good to pressure her back. We can out-push her at this stage and just create some map pressure. Our teammates are in bottom lane, and they're pushing in quite aggressively. They had nukes as well. So I'm using this opportunity to come down here and push in the mid lane, start working on those turrets. Sonya's actually gone top to soak for her team. They need to get level 10 is the problem for them. I noticed that Chen is in quite a lot of trouble actually, so I'm going to come down and try to help him out. Teammates get 1 kill, so I go for Mighty Gust. I didn't even see that I was caught in a Nazebo zombie wall. It's a pretty good zombie wall, actually. Caught me completely by surprise. But yeah, we got him with the Mighty Gust anyway. Noting that our team had just killed someone and we're pushing forwards, we were able to gust him back. and make sure that he got caught out. We're going to nuke the keep, try to get maximum damage. It actually sucks that whoever that was didn't nuke the keep. That would have been pretty good for us. Feels bad, man. Get a nice chunk of damage on Vala and also clear out the whole minion wave too. One thing really nice about Seasoned Marksman is these constant pings. Constant quest pings. It's so satisfying. So satisfying. Trying to zone these guys out as we push in as well. And yeah, you can see that I was prioritizing taking the nuke over my teammates. That's because I've got a global and they don't. Well, actually, many of them do, but I've got probably, arguably the best global in the game. Actually, I think that Flight is the best global. It's a little bit better than Brush Stalker. Need to be careful here. A decent flank comes out. Vala does take a chunk of damage. Our team is in a bit of trouble. That was a really good gust this time around, if I do say so myself. Sonya jumps in, so we gust the rest of her team away. So Sonya's left on her own. We can turn around, focus her down. There's no backup to come and help her. So yeah, that was just, she overextended a little bit. They got a little bit greedy. They got, you know, the tunnel vision. They're kind of going, oh, that Sonya's almost dead. We can get her. Chen, I remember this actually. He was freaking out in chat. So I was actually watching that time. But yeah, he tried to Q the Nazebo and the targeting didn't work. And he Q'd a tower. He jumped into the enemy fort and he died. So that feels bad. But we're still ahead by a fair chunk. Dahaka actually going pretty deep, so we're going to have to come back him up. Going to put some pressure on the ETC. We've got Giant Killer now, so we can do a fair amount of damage to him. I mean, Malfa heal it up, but still. Level 13, Giant Killer. This is the other, in my opinion, core component to the Falstad basic attack build. And again, he's got a very fast attack speed, so it does synergize really nicely. Basically, every basic attack against a hero does 1.5% of their max health. That's going to be really nice for helping us to kill ETC and for helping us to kill Sonya. Even the other heroes too. I mean, Nazebo's got quite a chunk of HP. And that's not especially good against Vala or Malfurion. It's still extra damage. And extra damage is always extra nice. So once again, right, going into this, I'm looking for an opportunity to choose Mighty Gust once again. Being fairly patient. Nazebo walks really far forwards. We get really good damage on him. That's a good cleanse, but I think he's going to die. Yeah, he does die. Brightwing should be able to kill him. It was a good leap by Sonya. She got a lot of damage. We just back out of the leap and then move in. Good work picking the Vala. Just actually use our lightning rod there on the Vala at the end as well. It didn't get many. I think it only got like one tick of damage, but just to ensure that we actually get the kill. And we actually focus someone down. Instead of min-maxing, I'm gonna like just burn that on her. Guarantee we get the kill. Right, we want to take the boss at this point as well. Once again, I'm gonna grab the nuke because I'm Falstad. I've got Gust, I've got Barrel Roll, I've got Flight. I'm very safe to actually get that off. And yeah, actually just moving out of the way for poor old Jaina that we kind of body blocked in to an awkward spot. But yeah, we definitely want to take the boss at this point. We're up like 3 levels, including a talent here. We've got multiple nukes that we'd like to use. And yeah, this boss will be pushing half a keep, so we can like push in really, really aggressively with this. He's actually coming in with Stage Dive. We hit him with some damage. Gust them away. Mighty Keg is there as well, for what that's worth. Vala gets some good damage there too. Barrel rolled over the side. We do pick off Sonya with the Q. That barrel roll for safety was maybe a bit unnecessary. I didn't realize we had such a good position. But we do in the end, which is nice. We're able to get some decent damage on ETC, land a few basic attacks. That's a good knockback from him. And poor old Malfurion's in a lot of trouble. I think he's already used his heroic. Well, it doesn't matter, he's dead now. He's not going to use it for a little while, that's for sure. We just barrel roll after ETC, ensure we get the kill. Get a little bit of lag as the boss arrives and effects spawn and things like that. This is pretty nice. We're pushing in. We obviously want to just kill the keep with our just regular abilities. We don't want to have to use you know, nukes on that. It would be a waste. So there you go. We tear through the keep really quick. I'm trying to save some mana here because we're pretty low. We got Mighty Gust coming up soon too. And then throw out a nuke. This should like partially zone people out. It'd be pretty nice. Sonya actually goes in. Hello, friend. Focus her down with some basic attacks. Finish off. We were focusing the Gargantuan as well. Just try to kill that. Actually going to fly in behind. I was going to fly in and Mighty Gust them back. I could aim the flight further back. And we could maybe get a kill with that. Vala's going to trade with us. We're going to out-trade her. Just about. Actually, pretty close. ETC stage diving in. But we're on the core right now. It's down to 40% health. This should not be a problem. Trying to dodge as much damage as we can. Our level 4 talent is doing a pretty good job of sustaining us up. You can see we're getting 45 health back per basic attack at the moment. Which isn't bad, considering we've only got 2,500. It does add up, 45. You know, 100 health per 2 attacks. It's almost 100 health back per second when you're attacking. It adds up to a lot. And GG, we won. It was quite a smooth game, actually, really, for the most part. Dahaka does grab MVP. And yeah, well played by the whole team. I mean, for the most part, that was a fairly classic Falstad split pushing game, right? We were just off the side, farming season marks, and we did a ton of damage, actually. That's unusual for Dahaka to top that. Yeah, that's the build. Oh, Afterburners, I forgot to say that, level 16. That's another talent tier where you can really mix it up. For this build, like, I'd mix up level 4 and level 16 quite a bit based on the needs of the thing. But I do like Afterburner. It means when you eat, you get 60% move speed for 3 seconds. It's pretty cool for juking and stuff like that. I quite like it. I'm quite a big fan of Afterburner. And then level 20, I'd pretty much always be taking Epic Mount. I mean, Nexus Frenzy is an option for basic attack Falstad. It's an option. But I don't know, Epic Mount is just so good. Epic Mount is just so good. In most maps, it's going to be more worthwhile having Epic Mount whenever you're running Falstad, I think. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. And yeah, we had a pretty good game with Falstad. I mean, you're focused on pushing at the lanes. That's his strength, right? He's really good in the solo lane. He's really good on his own. He brings good control of bosses and objectives with Mighty Gust. He's got a global. He's one of the few as well range damage dealers that can solo lane at a very high level. So yeah, I mean, he's a great hero, and he does decent damage too. He does decent damage. How do the builds compare? How does Mage Falstad compare to Auto Attack Falstad? I don't know. I quite like both of them, actually. And after this game, it's pretty much the first time I've played Auto Attack Falstad in forever. I actually had a lot of fun, and I was clearly very successful in this game. I mean, it was a bit one-sided, but definitely a build I'm willing to try out more in the future. It was pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will catch you all next time for more Heroes of the Storm. Bye-bye.